All right. Thank you for tuning in to the SRX broadcast split. Tonight we are going to the Bullring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for I believe a 55 lap event, waiting for the session to go up here. From what I saw, we had 8 people registered for this, so it should be a single split event. But I tell you what, this track was one tough customer on the Wednesday race. Still just waiting for the session to go up. But second to last uh week before drop weeks start being accounted for in the overall points, so the points race will tighten up quite a lot. Let's see, we have a looks like the SOF right now is 2281 as I'm loading into the session right now. But a very difficult car track combo. Car gets very loose and it's very easy to miss your turn-in point here at the Bullring because the corners are a lot tighter than you expect. Okay, let me voice chat options. Okay, and then let me just open up my ticker real quick. But you can get a feel for the just how tight the corners are here. It's Matthew Benjamin, the first car out on track right now. I think it's a pretty normal corner entry, but right in the center, the radius really tightens up, and it's so hard to get a low exit like that. So let me fix my there we go. But practice is just wrapping up right now. We actually have 9 cars registered for this event. And considering how tiny this track is and the laps that are run, lap traffic will most likely definitely be a factor here. But qualifying just getting underway right now. As we currently look at Matthew Benjamin in the pit lane. But swapping over to Wesley Dunphy real quick in the number 6 car. Run a little bit higher up, but he's going to get a good drive out of the corner. Let's see, solid entry into turn 3. Has to get out of the gas a little bit because he got tight. Let's see what the time is. A 15.514 on his first lap. Let's see if he can improve on it on lap number 2. And oh, gets a little bit loose carried in on just a bit too much speed in a 15.9 second lap. Looking at Barrett Canning as he crosses the stripe, 15.524 for Barrett Canning. Landon Moody now out on track. Matthew Benjamin getting his first laps underway as he will set a 15.649 on lap number 1. Let's see if he can set something a little bit faster for lap number 2. 15.633 for Matthew Benjamin. That's good enough for 4th, but Landon Moody with a 15.46 on his first lap moves into the first spot. See if he can improve on it on his second lap. It's a very good exit, a little bit loose, and a 15.763. James R. Basser in the number 7 car, setting a 16.908 on his first lap. Maybe trying to get the tires up to temperature, trying to get a good lap going. Very solid turns 3 and 4 right there. Let's see what that nets him, a 15.682. I'll put him in the 6th position. So let me get this off your screen. And we are gridding right about now. So let's get your starting lineup going. Starting on pole is the 1 car of Landon Moody. On his outside is the number 6 of Wesley Dunphy. Good qualifying effort by Dunphy to get on the outside front row, but he's going to be in a bit of a tough spot because on the outside here is not the place you want to be. Starting on the inside of row number 2 is the number 2 of Barrett G. Canning. On his outside, starting in 4th, is the number 4 of Zach Hummel. Last car in the top 5 is the number 3 of Matthew Benjamin on the inside of row number 3, and on his outside is the number 7 of James R. Batzer, starting in the 6th position. In row number 4 is Morgan Gamboa in the number 8 car, and on his outside is the number 5 of Jonathan West. And rounding out the field in the 9th position, and car number 9 is going to be Elias Albert, rounding out your field of 9 starters for this broadcasted split. Let me see if there's a better camera angle, but it just seems like it's which one's more zoomed in than the others. But tell you what, it's gonna be tough for people like Zach Hummel and Wesley Dunphy to get a good start, because the inside line here is just so powerful, and it's really the only place you want to be. So Barrett Canning and Landon Moody are in great positions. Great positions for the race, since they start on the inside and they can just take up the bottom and prevent anyone from getting to their inside. So Dunphy and Hummel will have to wait for a hole. Same with Batzer, but it's a little bit easier for him since he's a little bit farther in the back than Hummel and Dunphy. But pace car about to pull into pit lane next time by. As we have a 55 lap bout here at the Bullring. Calculator telling me that it's going to be about a 14-minute race, and since there are no cautions, that should be a pretty accurate estimate. Hopefully this goes clean all the way. With how hard it is to pass here, we might not see a lot of passing, but we'll see people trying to maybe use the chrome horn. But pace car dives into pit lane on the backstretch. It's now up to Landon Moody to decide when to go to bring the field to the green flag. And he goes pretty early in turn 4. Green flag is out for Landon Moody, as Barrett Canning already to the inside of Wesley Dunphy Dunphy and Canning battling, allowing Moody to pull away just a little bit. Canning gets past Dunphy. Can Dunphy get to the inside before Matthew Benjamin gets there? No, he can't. Dunphy already down. It looks like going to be 2 positions here, but he has a big gap to the cars behind, as it looks like, oh, James Batser's around in the back. Not the start to the race that he was looking for. Zach Hummel a couple seconds behind too. But in the lead right now, it is Landon Moody setting the fastest lap of the race right now at 15.431 on lap number 3. Matthew Benjamin in third, trying to catch up to Barrett Canning. And Wesley Dunphy looking to make up lost ground here, as Benjamin's sending it pretty deep into the corners here, gaining some time on Barrett Canning. And Landon Moody has already caught James Batser, who spun out earlier at the start, whether it was his own accord or not. But Batser already not in an enviable position right now, as he has the leader of Moody bearing down on him, and he's going to go up high to let Moody by. Courteous move by Batser as the lapped car. Wesley Dunphy slowly sinking his teeth into the gap that Matthew Benjamin has created in front of him. It's down to about 0.4 of a second. So maybe Dunphy will have something for Matthew Benjamin. Barrett Canning able to get past James Batser, and that gap has expanded to about 0.9 of a second, as actually 2 laps ago, Landon Moody set the fastest lap of the race with a 15.395. Elias Albert around in turn 4, gets it going again. Very easy to spin the cars here at the Bullring. Just such a tight turning radius, and you have to get on the gas. As Batser's around again, didn't catch what happened to him, but a tough race already going even more sideways for James Batser, as Zach Hummel looking to catch up to the 8 of Morgan Gamboa for the 6th position. The closest battle on track right now, as Wesley Dunphy way overshot the entry into turn 1, and he's going to lose a couple of tenths on Matthew Benjamin. And now Morgan Gamboa is all over the back end of Jonathan West for the 5th position. A little bit of a bobble from Jonathan West. This might allow Gamboa to sneak up to the inside to come into turn 1 here. Gets on the apron just a little bit, but he's able to power by that 5 car. And now Zach Hummel looking to make an opportunity. A little bit of a tap from Jonathan West sends Gamboa up the track. So now Jonathan West back to the lead, and now a bump from Gamboa to West gets West all out of sorts down the backstretch. And Jonathan West enters in way too hard in the corners and slides into the wall. Seems like he was trying to keep alongside the 8 car and just overdid it into the corner. But Barrett Canning has caught up to Landon Moody. Gap is now about half a second when it was 0.9 earlier on in this race. And Zach Hummel now catching up to Morgan Gamboa after Gamboa and Jonathan West had a little bit of a scuffle. Gap's about half a second right now between the 5th and 6th place cars, as Jonathan West looks like he might have spun out again. Maybe the toe on that car is not completely straight, as Batser's around again. Just saw him on the screen. He gets it going. as Canning able to sneak in between two lap cars for a pretty slick move to get past him with minimal frustration. Closest battle on track right now, it is Zach Hummel and Morgan Gamboa for the 5th spot. Hummel's been slowly eating into that gap between him and the 8 car, and look at the speed that he got in the center of the corner. He just needs to find an opportunity to get past Gamboa. He seems to be faster both on entry and exit, but it's just kind of hard to make a move here with the corners being so tight and the track so short. Coming up to halfway here as we have a good battle between the 5th and 6th place cars, as now Hummel jumps to the inside and Gamboa gives him plenty of room. Hummel up to the 5th position now. Does Gamboa have anything for Hummel? Looks like he thought about giving Hummel a little bit of a tap in the corner to maybe move him up the track a little bit, but was not able to get close enough to do so. And now it looks like Zach Hummel very slowly starting to pull away from Gamboa. Gamboa takes a very shallow entry, going to lose some time on exit right there. And this is right in front of the leader, Landon Moody. Of course, it depends if Gamboa is willing to give up the inside line when he's trying to catch the 4 car of Zach Hummel right in front of him. And both of them are catching the lap car of James Batzer. But halfway through the race, whoa! Gamboa sending him way too hard in the corner, got into the back end of Hummel, and gets turned around. Oh, Wesley, and turns down right in front of Wesley Dunphy. That's not what Dunphy wanted. But luckily, he has such a big gap to the cars behind him, and it's not really going to affect him that much. But with only 26 laps to go, trying to make that time back up to the 3 car of Matthew Benjamin and getting around him is going to be a heck of a lot harder. Looking at the 2nd place driver of Barrett Canning now. Gap's about 0.7 of a second between him and Landon Moody. And Moody is now going to have to deal with the lapped car of Zach Hummel. I have a feeling Hummel's going to go high up in the corner here. No, he's not. Still going to be on the inside. That might slow up Moody just a little bit. But now Hummel going all the way up top, allowing both Moody and Canning to get by. But Canning has gained a 10th on Moody from that lap. But Moody had such a good exit on that last corner that he regained that 10th and a little bit more. So now Moody coming up on the number 7 of James Batzer to put him a 3rd lap down. As Moody actually clips the apron just a little bit. And Batzer going to let Moody by without too much of a fuss. I think the tires on that 7 car are pretty cooked with the couple times that he's spun around. And now the gap from 1st to 2nd has grown to 1 full second. Barrett Canning has gotten past James Batzer with not too much trouble, but time might be running out for him if he doesn't get a move on real quick. Coming to 18 laps to go here. And believe it or not, this is actually the closest battle on track right now between 1st and 2nd. And they're not even within the same camera shot because this camera zooms in so much, but you can see the distance between first and second here in the spectator cam. But not much happening on the track right now. Just drivers clicking off laps. There are only 4 drivers left on the lead lap right now. Last car on the lead lap is Wesley Dunphy in 4th. And he's about half a straightaway ahead of Landon Moody. As Moody did not get a very good corner right there. And that allows Canning to close in by a couple tenths. Canning's going to need a couple more laps like that if he wants a shot at victory here with 13 laps to go. Both of these drivers are very consistent drivers in the SRX car, especially at short tracks. As, something might have happened with James Batzer. He's up against the wall and pretty slow. Might have overcooked it on entry and gone into the wall here. But Barrett Canning has closed the gap to 6/10 right now. 11 laps to go, and they are battling in front of the leaders. So, will this group of lap cars have an effect on the race for the lead? Moody gets slowed up a little bit by Batzer. I'm sure Batzer didn't mean to do that, but that is a gift for Barrett Canning right now, as he's able to gain about a full 10th on Moody. Jonathan West going up really high to let Moody by on the inside, and Canning really sends it into the corner here, trying to gain everything that he can from those lap cars, and Moody having to get past them. But Moody, cool as a cucumber right now, able to pull that gap to about 7/10 of a second once again, coming to 7 laps to go as they approach the lap car of Morgan Gamboa. And yeah, Gamboa just lets Moody by without any trouble. 6 laps to go. Time is running out for Canning. He's going to need a pretty big mistake or two from Landon Moody in these last 6 laps if he still wants to claim victory from that one car. But Moody showing no signs of slowing down right now, as Canning has gotten past Morgan Gamboa and only has Landon Moody in front of him. But with 4 laps to go, a 9/10 of a second gap is hard to overcome here at the Bullring. 3 to go here. Canning's going to need a huge slide from Moody for anything to happen. Coming to 2 to go. A little bit of a wiggle in the center of the corner from Moody, but Canning is not close enough to try and capitalize off of it. Coming to the white flag here at the Bullring. It's been the Landon Moody show from start to finish, starting on pole, pulling away to about a second gap over second place Barrett Canning, navigating the lap traffic very efficiently, even getting slowed down by a couple lap cars. But he will come out on top here at the Bullring. Landon Moody wins week 7 of the SRX broadcasted split at the Bullring. Waiting for the rest of the cars to finish their laps. But let's get your results on the screen right now. It's Landon Moody in first with Barrett Canning in second. Matthew Benjamin comes home in third. First, second, and third for cars 1, 2, and 3. And then Wesley Dunphy in fourth in car number 6. In fifth is Zach Hummel in the 4 car, rounding out your top 5. Then in sixth, it's Morgan Gamboa in the 8 car, then followed by Jonathan West and James Bassler. Both of them had pretty rocky races. Then starting where he finished in ninth is car number 9, Elias Albert. With that all said and done, I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I know it wasn't a crazy race or anything, but that's the kind of racing that the Bullring produces. You kind of really have to hug that inside line and protect it with your life. But hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Big thanks to SKS Graphics and Andrew Schulte for their help with the ticker and making this all possible. And let's see where SRX is going next week. We will see you next Thursday, as I realized that showed on the stream. Anyways, we will see you next Thursday at Thompson Motorsports Park. That should be a fun race. That's going to be a tough race. But I will see you then. Have a good night.